Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnu Bhaja Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Shri Maharaj Garupananda Guru Varga and all some Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas. So again, Vaishnava is like giving examination, and this is good. Then really we can see how much we're learning. And of course, it's always safe to say that I don't know, but their mercy, they can help us to know more. So, Bhajan asking where bhakti is coming from. Is it by Krishna mercy or the devotee's mercy? And which devotee? The Kanishta, the Madhyam, the Uttam. And also asking that in this path of bhakti we're doing many activities. We're chanting mantra, we're chanting Harinam, serving devotees. So he said, how, like really this bhakti coming, which like process. So first thing first, our Guru Varga made us and especially like in Madhurya Nandini, there's a very nice deliberation on the nature of bhakti, where bhakti is coming from. And that is from the very beginning chapter of Madhurya Nandini. That is describing bhakti is costless. So when you say bhakti is costless, then there's so many things to be clarified. Sometimes we think that by doing this activity, I will get bhakti. As if like your activity is the cause of bhakti. So it is bhakti has no cause. And really, what does it mean? It means that the only cause of bhakti is bhakti. So is that bhakti is independent. Bhakti has no other cause, but only bhakti. So because like sometimes we say, oh, it's by mercy. But really, the cause of bhakti is bhakti. If mercy has come, that mercy only comes because of bhakti. And so whether it is Bhagavan's mercy or the devotee's mercy, what caused that mercy to come? It's really Bhakti Devi. So, of course, as devotee, we know everything is by Bhagavan's mercy. Nothing really by Bhagavan's mercy coming. But as far as to all of us, how this mercy of Bhagavan can come, really, it is only by the devotees. And then the thing is, how this devotee gives us mercy, and meaning whoever gets the mercy of the devotee, the bhakta, will get bhakti. So how this bhakti, or how this devotee, or why this devotee become merciful, is because really of bhakti in their heart. So that's mainly the conclusion. So that it's in accordance to the fact that now we have to appreciate that bhakti is independent. Bhakti is has no cause, but only bhakti. So when we say right now we the jivas are suffering in this world, we have no experience of our real position. I mean our real identity. What is that? As a servant of Krishna, and really experiencing the real happiness of a servant being a servant of Krishna. So therefore, each one of us is suffering. We're conditioned by Maya. Now, mercy, it said mercy comes when like somehow or other the jiva gets the help to understand his real identity. He understand his position. He realized, and that is Sambandha. He realized Sambandha, and then he begins to engage in the process of bhakti and finally attain his goal of praying. So, when we talk about the process of bhakti, we know that our main process is chanting like Harinam. When we talk of Harinam, we're talking about Krishna himself. So, especially in this age of Kali, this is the only process. If we want to have direct contact of Krishna, really, that is like easily attainable, and this is by his mercy, by his Harinam. His name is not different from him. But how to get this Harinam? You cannot just get this by listening to some recording. You cannot get this by reading some books or watching some video. This Harinam you can receive only from someone who has realized this now. Because anyone can chant the syllables of the name, but that syllable can just be material sound. But someone who has actual relation, who has relation to Bhagavan, then that name is not sound. It is actually like completely transcendental, not different from Krishna. So we call it Shuddhanam. So who's chanting Shuddhanam and therefore giving this name, this Krishna himself? So they are the actual devotees. The Kanishta Bhakta. It is said that Kanishta Bhakta, they're not really devotees. They're almost like devotee. So they're like Bhakta Abbas. The only reason why they're being called as even considered a Vaishnava, because it's like that they're not really Vaishnava, but they are given that honor that they are Vaishnava. Why? Because they have some faith. They have some faith that God is a person, and they're engaging in some worship of God, but in a materialistic way. So they don't have an actual relation, but at least they have some faith that God is a person and I can serve Him. That much. And because of that, then they're being honored. Yes, you can call them a Vaishnava. But, in Mahaprabhu, he was asked by the devotees, who is a Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu said, whoever chants name even once is a Vaishnava. But whoever is constantly chanting name, then he is a very high class Vaishnava. But the highest, the Uttam, is someone just by seeing him, then they're able to chant Nam. So now, you may think, someone chanting Nam even once is Vaishnava. Now, many Mayavadis, many materialists also, they can chant Nam. They can chant even more than once Nam. But we cannot consider them Vaishnava. So, this have to be understood nicely. In Jaiva Dharma and also in Harinam Chittamani, this has been explained nicely. That when Mahaprabhu said, even chanting once Nam, that Nam there referring to Shuddhanam. So someone chant at least even one Shuddhanam is Vaishnava. So who is that? That's the Madhyam Adhikaris, not the Kanishta. Kanishta has no realization of Bhagavan. They just have some little faith. But their bhakti is just an abbas. So when we say Madhyam, they already have that realization. Actually, in the definition of bhakti, it says they have praying for Bhagavan, they have friendship to the devotees, they have mercy to the the ignorant, but to those who are inimical, then they neglect them. What is the verse for this one? Ishwaritat Adineshu. Ishwaritat Adineshu, Balisheshu, Dvisasucha, Kripa Maitri, Prema Matri, Kripa Upeksha, Sakarati Madhyama. So the Madhyam, they have Prem, Maitri, Kripa, and Upeksha. These four attitudes according to different objects. So Prem, they are praying for Ishwar. So they have prayed to Ishwara. Tat Adineshu, his devotees, they have Maitri, friendship. Also, like our Bhaktivinoda, he actually explained, when you say friendship to the devotee, this does not mean that like buddy, like oh we joke around and like that kind of friendship. He said this friendship is based on four attitudes. And that means, to the devotee, they have this mamata buddhi, this feeling that he's mine. That kind of friendship. What else is that? Mamata buddhi. There's another one, tirtha buddhi. He considered that devotee is actually a place of pilgrimage. It's like just being a devotee is like all purifying. There's like four of them. I'm trying to remember. So anyhow, he also one type of buddhi is that he's my very life, like that kind of friendship to the devotee. So anyhow, for the other devotees, to the other madhyam, and especially the uttam, they have that kind of friendship. Then to the ignorant, then they are merciful. But to those who are against, inimical, they neglect them. So it is said that madhyam, they're actually the ones who are like distributing this bhakti, because they can see who is recipient. They have that vision. The uttam, of course, like very high. He's always absorbed in the spiritual world. So, unlike the Kanishta has no vision. He can see an uttam devotee as a Kanishta, and he can see a Kanishta as an uttam, because he has no idea. But the madhyam, they have actual discrimination, and they deal with them accordingly. The uttam, they see everybody else also as uttam, and therefore their association can be very dangerous. You associate with them and you're just committing offenses, then your bhakti will be finished. And also they, with their kind of attitude of seeing everybody's uttam, they cannot really help someone, because if someone like inimical or offensive or ignorant, how can they teach them? Because already they know, they consider them, oh, you're pure devotee. So they won't be giving advice. They won't be affected by whatever they do. They're just completely absorbed in the different world. But the madhyam, they can see, they can discipline like this. So that's why it said that gurus, they're actually on the platform of uttam adhikari. But for the sake of helping the jivas, they come to the platform of a madhyam adhikari, and they accordingly discriminate. So therefore it said, among the Vaishnavas, the madhyam adhikari are the one who is really practically helping distribute this bhakti or helping the jivas. So when in regards to Vaishna's question about all the processes, so when someone is in association with the great devotees, then this is greatest fortune. Because if someone for someone who has no faith, by their association, they can have faith. For someone who already have faith, then by their association, then this faith can increase. They can begin bhajan kriya, anartha nivritti, and they can properly do sadhana until they attain their progress. So there's all these different mantras. But all these mantras really are quite, let's say, although mantras didn't say that by nature mantras are perfect, but this has to be given by an actual devotee. Otherwise, and for what purpose? For the purpose of these devotees, they know the proper conception of these mantras. So mantra has, along with that is the conception, like the proper understanding. Just taking something, but it is not enough. It has to be understood and seen in proper conception. So we have Harinam, and there's also mantras given during Diksha. Vaishnava explained that Harinam is like our food. This is the real food of the jiva. And this is an eternal thing. It goes on. You have your relation with Harinam. But now in this material world, we are sick. And also, we have no proper vision of this Nam. And therefore, mantra is given. Mantra is given for that purpose. Mantras are like medicine. So someone sick, he cannot digest even how much he's eating. So like he can be chanting so many, like lots of names. But without mantra, without the medicine, he cannot digest this food. What does that mean? Meaning, these mantras actually can help us. This mantra is given, like the Diksha mantras, they are given to help a jiva realize his sambandha gyan. So, along with this mantra, like the Diksha Guru giving mantra, along with that is the conception of really your actual relation with Krishna. First, he's giving relationship with him, with the Guru, and based on that relationship with the Guru, then you relate with Mahaprabhu, with Krishna. So in this way, then there's this very thick, actual practical relation being established. So with this Sambandha Gyan, then one be able to chant Harinam with Sambandha Gyan, and then it becomes like Shuddhanam. So in this way, mantra is like medicine. And like Vaishnava one time was explaining that when you're sick, then you have to take medicine. But you cannot take medicine every day, only the time when you're sick. But the name is all the time, is like the food. So with the help of medicine, you can be able to digest. And when we're digesting, at some point, then this medicine, you don't need anymore. So in this way, with this analogy, we have some understanding. And but main thing is, these things will have to be given by a doctor, by someone, an actual guide. And so therefore, in our path of bhakti, very important anga is this sadhu sangha. There's 5 primary angas. This sadhu sangha, nam kirtan, bhagavat shravan, service to the deities, and madhuravas. But all should be done in proper sadhu sangha. The best, of course, the most powerful is nam sankirtan, but that will only be really powerful with actual sadhu sangha. This is my reservation.
जहाँ सत्संग नहीं मिलता है, शास्त्र पढ़ता है कोई, देखता है, तो फिर इनको भक्ति पर होगा? पढ़ने का रुचि
रुचि पूर्व संस्कारों में पूर्व संस्कार है तो
मैं इसको ऐसे समझाओ जैसे शास्त्र है, शास्त्र के शब्द है, शास्त्र है, तो जैसे लोग नहीं है वर्तमान में देखा जाता है, किंतु उज्जवल निर्माणी तो है, भक्त शांति सिंधु तो है, इनके आश्रय लेना या उनका पठन पाठन करना, अनुसरण करना, तो गोस्वामी का कृपा उनका संग नहीं होगा। और फिर ये भी काल का अधूरा रह गया, उसको जोड़ना है कि भगवान कृपा भक्तों के माध्यम से है या भक्तों की कृपा भगवान के द्वारा है। भगवान किसी को कृपा करते हैं भक्त के द्वारा करते हैं, और भक्त किसी को कृपा करते हैं भगवान के द्वारा करते हैं। कैसे करते हैं ये सब बोल
मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तन्मूर्ताय नमो नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुवरं श्रीरूपानुग्रहं व्रजरसरसिकं च नारायणं तं प्रपन्नं श्रीगुरुशरणं वन्दे नमोऽनमस्ताय भूतले रूपानुगभक्तिदं च कृपामूर्तिः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे। First of all, I offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of our spiritual masters, Nitlai Srimad Bhaktivedanta Shri Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev, and Nitlai Srimad Bhaktivedanta Shri Bhava Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev. And Rupan Gauriya Guru Varga to guardians, to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis and to everyone present here. So, question that was raised yesterday also, question to Vaishnavas was that does Bhagavan bestow his mercy through the devotees, or do the devotees bestow mercy through Bhagavan? So we know obviously that the devotees, they always consider Bhagavan to be their Aradhya Vastu, Aradhya Dev. So therefore, the devotees always want to render service to Bhagavan, and then anything they do is only according to the will of Bhagavan. Therefore, they will never act independently. Devotees will always act only according to the will of Bhagavan. So therefore, Bhagavan, what does he do? Krishna, whenever he bestows his mercy, he does so only through his devotees, not even independently. Like that example of the sun and the lotus is given. That when the lotus is situated on water, then by the rays of the sun, the lotus, it blooms. But when that same water is not present underneath the lotus, then what will happen? The same rays of the sun will make the lotus dry, wilt away. Similarly, the jiva, the conditioned living entity on his own, he cannot digest Bhagavan's mercy. It is only by the help of the devotees that he will know what Bhagavan's mercy really is. Else what can he possibly know? Like we saw in Kartik, when we heard these purports of Damodarashtakam, there we saw that Nalakoir and Manikriv, how did they receive Krishna's mercy? They only received Krishna's mercy because of Narad Rishi. Krishna, why did he perform this entire pastime of being bound to a grinding mortar and then pulling it and then it getting stuck between two Yamalarjan trees and then the two trees falling either ways? Why did this happen? It was because of Narad Rishi. Narad Rishi had actually cursed them. Therefore Bhagavan was bound to appear and deliver them because Narad Rishi had promised to them. And although I cursed you, still you will have Bhagavan's darshan. He said Bhagavan was bound to give them darshan. Like we see even when Drona and Dhara and Krishna Sutapa, when they performed tapasya austerities, when Krishna Sutapa performed austerities, At that time, when Krishna appeared, what did they say? Krishna and Sutapa, they told Bhagavan that we want to have a son like you. So therefore Bhagavan said, how can you have a son like me? So therefore I will become your son. No one can be like me. But then when Drona and Dhara performed austerities, and then what did they do? They prayed to Bhagavan under the guidance of Brahma. When Brahma appeared to Drona and Dhara, what did they ask from Brahma? They said, oh, may we have this prema bhakti towards Krishna. May we have that boon, that Vatsalamai prema bhakti. They did not even ask that, oh, may he be our son. They did not even ask Bhagavan directly, like Krishna and Sutapa. Rather, they asked through Brahma. They prayed to Brahma. Therefore, when Brahma said, so be it, then what happened? Krishna was bound to appear as their son. Although we see that Drona and Dhara in one way actually they are the partial manifestations of Nanda and Yashoda. And it is said that in their next lives they became Nanda and Yashoda. Although we know that Nanda and Yashoda are eternal associates of Krishna. Still in one way it is also said that Nanda and Yashoda, to teach the sadhakas how to control Bhagavan, they may even appeared as Drona and Dhara. So in this way, Krishna and Sutapa, they became Devaki and Vasudev. So we see that although they were born as Devaki and Vasudev, and although they had this boon fulfilled, that Bhagavan will appear as their son, still you see they never had the association of Bhagavan. They never had that association of Bhagavan like how Nanda and Yashoda had. No. Devaki, it is seen that she only gave her milk to Krishna maybe once or twice, not more than that. Yashoda, what did she do? Yashoda, she fed Krishna for his entire 10 years, and not just 10 years, even when after 125 years, or rather after some years, when Krishna met all the Brajavasis in Kurukshetra, that time when Yashoda saw Krishna, automatically milk started flowing from her breasts. And Krishna, he sat on her lap and he started drinking that milk. So much joy. But how many times did Devaki give her breast milk to Krishna? Maybe only once or twice. You see that first time, as soon as Krishna was born, and before Vasudev took Krishna to Gokul, maybe then she would have given her breast milk to Krishna. And then we see that after Krishna returned to Mathura, he was already 11 years old. So you know that when a child grows up, he will not like his mother's breast milk anymore. So what guarantee is there that Krishna would have drunk the breast milk of Devaki again? So this way we see that Krishna only became their son. But how did they ever render that same service like how Nanda and Yashoda did? No, like we see how Nanda and Yashoda, how much they served Krishna. Why? Because they were under Anugatya. They prayed through Brahma. And we see that Brahma also in one way, although it is said he is an Adhikarik Devata, that he is a demigod with some particular position, still we see that Brahma is also an Adiguru of the Gaudiya line. Brahma is also not someone who is any less. He is also like in one way, it is said that Brahma has actually achieved Sarup Siddhi also, it is said. He has also achieved Sarup Siddhi. And he was initiated by Krishna's own flute, this Kama Gayatri. And even this Gopal mantra he received from Krishna. So therefore, although he chanted the Gopal mantra for the purpose of creation, still the predominating deity of the Gopal mantra and Kama Gayatri would have given him darshan. So therefore they prayed through Brahma and then they had all their desires fulfilled. Therefore we see that Bhagavan, he is especially prone to give his mercy through the devotees. He will never give independently. He will always say, you go under guidance and you be there. No, like we see even when Durvasa Rishi, when he prayed to Bhagavan, Bhagavan said, how can I act independently? I am always under the submission of my devotees. Aham bhakta paradhino. Now anywhere you go on Vrindavan Parikrama, whenever they speak Bhagavad Gita, you will see this line, you hear this line always. Aham bhakta paradhino, aham bhakta paradhino. The very favorite line. That Bhagavan is always he is always under the submission of his devotees. So therefore we see Vishnu said the same thing. That Vishnu Pad means what? The devotees are they are like the embodiment of Krishna's feet. Therefore, we see that whenever we pray to Bhagavan, we always pray to his lotus feet. No, we don't pray to his lotus face, or lotus hands, or lotus chest, any other part of his body, only to his lotus feet. Why? Because the bhaktas are the particles of that dust which are attached to his feet. Therefore, through the guidance of the bhaktas, we pray to Bhagavan this way. So in this way we see Bhagavan, he never bestows his mercy independently. Even if he does so, it is only in very exceptional case. Only in very exceptional cases. And even that, ultimately it is through his devotees only. So in this way, also the other question that the Vaishnavas asked was that if there is no sadhu sangha, then what are we to do? How there is no sadhu sangha, then how can we avail this sangha then? Then we see that the only way is through Shastriya Sadhu Sangha. We see that Shastriya Sadhu Sangha is so powerful that the Acharya himself, the Guru Varga, they are directly present in those Shastras. Shastras have so much power, so much mercy to give. Therefore we see that when Mahaprabhu himself went to South India, he brought back 2 books. He brought back Brahmacharya and he brought back Krishna Karnamrit. And then what did Mahaprabhu do? He gave these 2 books to the Gaudiyas. He gave especially to Narari Sarkar. And he said, you make a copy of this book and you distribute to everyone, he said. And make a necklace of these teachings, he said. So if Shastriya Sadhu Sangha was not at all that powerful, then why did Mahaprabhu himself instruct the devotees to read these books and make copies and distribute them to everyone? It was because Mahaprabhu himself brought Krishna Karnamrit. Why? One may say that in Krishna Karnamrit, Vilamangal Thakur has glorified Krishna more than even Srimati Radhika. But we see, even there, Vilamangal Thakur has prayed to Srimati Radhika there also. Because he knows that without praying to Srimati Radhika, Krishna's mercy can never be attained. He's prayed to Radhika as Jayashri there. So there, Mahaprabhu, because he's in the bhava of Srimati Radhika, he likes Krishna being glorified. Therefore he likes this Krishna Karnamrit so much. And then he knew that Vilamangal Thakur is directly present in that book. Because Vilamangal Thakur, he had actually disappeared much before Mahaprabhu's appearance. Many years before that. But he knew. And even the Brahma Samhita, actually we see there are 100 chapters of Brahma Samhita. But unfortunately they're lost. Only the 5th chapter was salvaged in this Tiruvananthapuram, this Adikeshwar temple there. Prananta Padmanabha temple there. No? Only the 5th chapter is Brahma Samhita is so huge. Like even we see Vrindavan Mahimamrit also, it is Shata Shatakam. It means there's so many chapters, but unfortunately we've lost all of them. Only a few chapters have been saved now. So this way Mahaprabhu also he said that although Brahma is not visible to us, although we cannot see him, still his mercy is present in this book. He said all of you read this book. Therefore the Vaishnava said if all the Rupa Goswami has disappeared, still can his mercy not be realized through his books like Ujjal Nilamani, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Vidagdha Madhav, Dalit Madhav? Surely it can be had. Therefore even to this day you see, everyone are reading these books and they're so much inspired. Like the other day the Vaishnavas they asked this question, that is Krishna present really in Mathura, in Dwaraka or in Vrindavan? What is the most practical proof for this, that where Krishna is present? And the Vaishnava said he's actually present in Vrindavan. Saying who goes to Mathura, who goes to Dwaraka? No one goes there. No one goes to Dwaraka and Mathura. But Vrindavan, you see, everyone comes to Vrindavan. Everyone comes to Darshana, Banki Bihari, Radha Vallabh, Radha Raman. Everyone, you see, all the travelers, they only come here. No one goes to Mathura. Only very few people, they go to Janmabhoomi, that's all. No one else goes there. Like we see even in Mahaprabhu's Leela also. Compared to Jagannath Puri and this other places that Mahaprabhu visited, you see that everyone actually goes to Mayapur. No one goes anywhere else. Because to this day we see that in Mayapur, Mahaprabhu is truly present. There's that verse, Yadyapi Leela Kore Gaurai, Kono Kono Bhagyavan. Only a few fortunate souls, they can see these pastimes. So in this way we see that our Guru Varga, they are present in all their books. But still Gurudev says that even these books should be read under guidance. Like we see that some of Swami Maharaj's followers, they started coming up with this concept called Prabhupada Nuga. They said we are all Prabhupada Nugas. That everything is given in Swami Maharaj's books. There is no need for any other book, they said. They said actually you should not even read any other Acharya's books. They said you should not read Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books, Jiva Goswami's books, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's books, nothing. They said only Swami Maharaj's books, because everything is present in his books. Which is true, that his mercy is truly present in these books. But still, what has Swami Maharaj given? He has only given what he has realized from our Guru Varga. No. Gurudev would always say, Swami Maharaj has not come to give anything new. Therefore, so many went against Gurudev. Even to this day, this is a big controversy. They say that, why did Gurudev say that? The Swami Maharaj has not come to give anything new. that that ISKCON was present even before he established. Gurudev said, when I'm saying this, I'm actually glorifying Swami Maharaj, he said. If I'm saying the Swami Maharaj has come to give something new, it means he's not connected to our Guru Parampara. Then, is that true? He said, that is an offense if I say that. When I'm saying he's not come to give anything new, which means he's giving what he has realized from his own Guru Varga. That same line he's giving, that Bhagavad Parampara. He is in that way, the same wine, new bottle. And what is the new bottle? The English language, he said. So in this way we see that some were saying that this is the case, but Gurudev said no. Even those books should be read under guidance. They are under lock and key, he said. Only the sadhu has the key. Or else how can you understand? Like in Chaitanya Charitamrita will say, no? That there's that shloka, it says Ekanta, Jaha Bhagavad Pade Vaishnavera Sthane, Ekanta Ashray Kare Chaitanya Charane. Therefore it said that if you want to truly read the Bhagavatam, then you take one point of shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar Goswami said that to Bhagavan Das. No, Bhagavan Das, he got his nephew. And his nephew, what did he do? He tried giving an interpretation that Jagannath is like the non-moving deity and Mahaprabhu is the moving deity, this, that. And Swarup Damodar Goswami said, this is Rasabhas. Mahaprabhu listened to this, he'll be very disturbed. He said, don't do this. And then Swarup Damodar Goswami corrected it, and then when he presented the corrected version to Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu became so happy. Therefore, Gurudev said, before any book you read, you take that book, touch it to your forehead. Any book, like Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, you take that book, you respectfully touch it to your forehead. And you say, oh, please, manifest yourself in my heart. Or else, he said, what will you read? Only by Gyan you will not understand anything, he said. Once Gurudev, he went to South India, to Madras. There, the Chancellor of the Madras University, he was a big Sanskrit scholar. So there, he was telling Gurudev that, when Krishna said Sarva Dharma Parityagya, it means you give up all your attachments internally, not externally, internally. He said, this does not mean externally you give up family, you give up all these things, nothing. Internally you give up attachment. But Gurudev said, no. This is Sarupata also, he said. Sarupata means you have to give up these attachments externally also, he said. So then Gurudev, he said, just see his understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. Even that he has not understood. What has he possibly understood the entire Bhagavad Gita? Nothing, he said. Now, like we see these great scholars, like Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, great. What did he write in the Bhagavad Gita? That there is a difference between Krishna and his body. That Krishna is different from his soul. Then what is the meaning of his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita? It's nothing. No. Therefore, we say that only under the guidance of the devotees can we truly understand what the purport of the book is. Like when we say, like in one verse of the Bhagavatam, it is said that the Sakhas, they are like Maharajas. It is said. So Maharajas means what? If Maharaja means one, there's a Sanskrit definition for that actually. It says that Maharaja means one who has a great sampati, that great wealth of prem. And Sukadev Goswami is the ideal Maharaj. Although he doesn't wear anything more than a loincloth, a langoti, then how is he a Maharaj? So there's so many things so many even simple words that we cannot understand properly. They are being grossly misinterpreted now. Now Maharaj means a king, a politician. But truly what does Maharaj mean? One who has that wealth of prem. So this way even simple words we cannot understand. Then how can we possibly understand the deep purports of the Bhagavatam without the guidance of the sadhus? Therefore so much of this nectar of the Shastras can only be had under the guidance of the sadhus. Or else what can we possibly understand? No? Like we see even this book that we're working on, this Tavakalpatrum, this book on Mahaprabhu. If you read like even the first page of the book, you will not understand anything. Even the introduction is in Sanskrit. Bhaktisar Maharaj is given an introduction, that is in Sanskrit. What can you possibly understand? Nothing there. Like you see all the stotras, ashtakams, sahasranams, shatanams, they're all in Sanskrit. What can you understand? Nothing. If you look at first glance, that book, it just seems like rocket science, nothing. But then we see when you listen from the Vaishnavas, when they tell you what every name means, what every line means, this, that, gradually year after year after year, like 4-5 years, then you'll see, this is what this book is about. This is the nectar that is lying within this book. Then you'll understand something, or else nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing you'll understand. So therefore we should only pray to the Vaishnavas that even if we have this ruchi to read books, we do so under that guidance. Only then we can understand. Or else, we will be cheated of the true essence of this book. This should be our prayer. Anshakapatarubhishya kripasindhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo.